I look to kind of the Princes of Monaco, because it being a small kingdom, and I look to our own royalty and lots of things. Actually, me and Ken had lots of discussions about this, but rather than looking to other people, I kind of look to what Derek Jacobi was going to do with his part, because I think, Cinderella's so defined by her parents, and I think the prince is too. So that was something I focused on, was to kind of see how he's influenced by his father and what kind of man that makes him. A dream. He's just a brilliant actor. It's not hard to kind of look him in the eye and tell the truth. He's such a giving, wonderful man. Yeah, it was an emotional old day, that scene, especially because I have such a fondness for Derek. But it's really good. It's a really important scene to shoot. I think it's such a change point for the prince. And I think that's what's great about this film. It doesn't shy away from that. When I was a kid, these Disney films were our first interaction with love and loss, grief, death, good, evil. I think that's what Disney have always done so well, is introduce children to these concepts, and we don't shy away from it in this film. You see, Cinderella's parents die, spoiler alert. My dad dies, spoiler again. But they don't shy away from those issues, and I think that's really good, because it does teach people things. Yeah. Nah, and that we get to go into these characters a bit more. Like, we get to work out why the evil stepmother is the way she is, and that actually makes her more dangerous somehow, more manipulative. Yeah, it's just kind of, I think everyone knows the story of Cinderella, and then you kind of go into it and you go, actually, maybe I don't know as much as I think I do, and you don't really know these characters at all. I loved shooting the first scene where the Prince and Cinderella meet in the forest, and that was our first day on set, the first day of the shoot, first time working with Lily and Ken. So I've got a huge fondness, because I love that scene and the adrenaline of them galloping on horseback, and then kind of doing this dance on horses where they circle each other. That's brilliant. But yeah, I have a fondness of the memory of shooting that, because it was the beginning of the film. Huge. It was just huge. We built that massive set, which has got, and populated it with the 600 supporting artists and dancers, and a full orchestra playing music, and 2,000 candles lit in the ballroom itself. So it's kind of like being in a fairy tale, because there wasn't CGI there. There wasn't kind of fake walls. We'd built a ballroom. It's much more fun when you can touch these things and see the kind of craftsmanship that's gone into them, rather than kind of looking at a green screen and imagining. Great. I mean, this could be Cinderella or Macbeth, and I think he would put in the same amount of focus and detail, and that's what I love about Ken. But he would push me every day and get the best out of me, and also just allow me to play, and we could improvise regularly, and bits of that made it into the film, and he just encouraged you to be as creative as possible, and that's something great to be around. I don't know, I think there's definitely something about him being an actor that I found very useful, I think, because not only did he understand what it's like to be a young actor on a big movie set, and the pressure that comes with that, but also the pressure that comes with playing a part that people already have a preconceived idea of what they think of him. And I think Ken can understand that, because he's an actor. I think he can understand the pressure of those things, and did, and thus gave me kind of confidence despite them. Yeah, I was terrified. I was like, oh God, he's not my idea of a prince, or you're not good looking enough, you're going to screw up, you're going to ruin it. But I was kind of more concerned with, because this film brings it into a much more modern time, and these two are equals, rather than that old-fashioned idea of, a damsel in distress being rescued by a man, and it doesn't kind of matter who he is because he's got a big house and he's rich. I don't think that's a great message to be telling people. So my concern with this film was trying to create a prince that's worthy of Cinderella, because she's such a strong, brave, amazing woman, and I had to make a prince that hopefully the audience would say, yeah, I want her to be with him. He's worthy of her. That's what it, that's right. This is a story about two young people coming together and challenging each other and bringing the best out of each other. And that's a lot more modern and a much more interesting message to be sharing.